Doug. What you see here is a preview of the AI turret tutorial thing that's going to happen way down the road. The tank is not part of the turret, and that's for good reason. Now, if you guys really want a tank, because that is really hard to learn how to do, and on top of that, you guys don't have 3D modeling software. I do. I might make a custom tank template for you guys to use for whatever you want to do. But yeah, this is the AI. This is going to be the AI turret. So let's get started with lesson 2 of 8. We are going to trigger moving objects. We're going to trigger some lights, particle effects, and weapon pickup in the grenade. So that means we're going to be making a key binding as well as our own custom weapon, custom blueprint of a weapon. In our case, it's just going to be the grenade. So let's open up Unreal. Pay no attention to these projects. These projects are either my own or other things. We are going to go with this one, Jiggy You, because this was the last one. This was the one I worked with last time with you guys. So we're just going to open this up and wait for Unreal to load. Oh no, unable to reach Epic servers. I don't care. As you can see, like I said, it's still like the same things going on. There's the Thunderhawk, that's the shining light material thing, etc., etc. So, let's get started with making our moving platform. Under Content, we're going to go into Geometry. Then we're going to go into Meshes, and we're going to use Template Floor. So we're just going to click, hold, drag this out, and that is massive. Let's scale that down. I'm just going to hit R for Ralph to scale it on the Y. And scale it again on the X. Let's just go down, see how the Z... Yeah, that is thick. So let's scale that down. Now I'm just going to hit W for Wumbo to move it up on the Z-axis, which is the blue arrow pointed up. Now I'm just going to hit Control left click to move it on the X-axis, or the red arrow. And I'm just going to bring it down here, but I'm going to make sure all of these boxes are deleted. Don't like the way they're looking at me. They're in my box. They're in my platform's way. This is going to be our movable platform. Now I'm just going to hit the End key, which is under Home, to bring it to the floor. So now that we have our platform set up, or rather in the spot we want to make sure we get started by making it movable. How do we do that? Under the Details tab, if you guys are in the World Settings tab, get out of that. Go to the Details tab, which is right here. Under the Details tab, you'll see this little thing called Mobility. We want to set it from static to movable, because if it's not set to movable, it won't work. So, now that that's done, we have to add a matinee. And matinee is what makes our thing move. Doug, is there another thing that makes it move? Yeah, that's timeline, but that's a little bit more advanced. We'll get into that later. So, we click on matinee. We want to add a matinee. It brings us here. This is matinee. Now, you guys by default don't have these two set up. You want to click on snap. No, if I click back here, yeah. Click on snap, because if you don't have snap, then you won't be able to snap your thing to movement. As you can see, it's mine is snapped at 0.5. That's actually its default. I'm just going to zoom out here, and now I'm going to move this all the way to 5. Now, a little bit on the matinee thing. What I mean by matinee thing is its interface. Doug, what are these red and green tabs for? Okay, so the green tab is what's going to be playing, what our animation is going to be. The red tab, however, is how long the animation can actually last. The longer the red tab is, the longer the green tab can get. That can't be said vice versa. In fact, if you try to move the green tab past the red tab, it won't let you, because the red tab represents how long the animation can play versus how long you can actually animate. So yeah. The first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to add an empty group. So how do we do that? Under tracks, we want to right click in this little blackish area. Right click here. We want to add a new empty group. We're going to call this empty group platform. Now, this is very important. I want to hammer this into your head. In order for it to recognize what platform is, we need to highlight our temp floor thing, go into here, right click, actors, add selected actors. Not replace, add selected actors. There. Now we can start setting up the animation thing. How do we do that? Well, we right click again, and now we want to choose add new movement track. Alright, now we got our movement set up. What's this triangle thing, Doug? That's our movement key. That's the thing we can animate. That's the thing we can use to animate. Yeah. So, what's key 0? Okay, so key 0 is the starting key, which means it takes in the starting position. And what's the starting position? In our case, we want it to be right where it is, right on the floor. That's fine. So where do we start animating? Well, we want to start animating on key 1, but there is no key 1. That's because we have to add a key. Now I'm just going to fast forward by clicking here under this to grab the black tab. And I'm going to set it all the way over to the 5-second mark. And I want to click add key, or you can hit enter to add another key. This gives us another key to add. So we want to move this up. I'm just going to move it up here, and you see this little yellow line? That means that we have moved and animated. Sweet! Can we play it? We can, and let's try it. Oh no, it's not animating. Doug, did I do something wrong? No, you didn't. Trust me, you guys didn't do anything wrong. The reason why this isn't animating in our viewport, you see this little arrow? You want to click on that. See where it says real time? You'll want to click on that too. Real time allows us to view any changes we made in the level in real time. As you can see, it's going up, 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 and up now. Woo! And we can make it looping. Yeah! Woo! Ah! That's kind of immersive breaking, isn't it, Doug? Yeah, it is. So let's reverse engineer it a little bit. How do we do that, Doug? Simply put, remember, the red tab is how long the animation can last. So I'm going to make it last 10 seconds. I'm just going to zoom out by holding down the middle mouse wheel and zooming out. And I'm going to go over to 10 seconds. I'm going to take this red line and go all the way to 10. And then take this green line, go all the way to 10. And then I'm going to take the black tab, and you guessed it, go all the way to 10. And now I am going to click outside, so that way I don't have any other keys selected. But instead of actually adding another key and putting it back out on the ground, I'm going to take this, I'm going to right click, oh no, not right click, I'm sorry. I'm going to Control C, Control V it, and bam, we have ourselves a looping animation. What do you mean, Doug? Well, simply put, we loop it, and now we'll see it go up, and we'll see it go down. Alright, now that we have our moving platform set, let's stop what we're doing. We're going to close it. We're going to save this down. And now we need to trigger this thing to actually work. How do we do that? Well, we have several different options. I'm going to use a box trigger. We use the box trigger, and I'm just going to pull it up here. What's a box trigger, Doug? Triggers are what make the game, it gives life to the game. You don't have to use any programming, etc., but triggers are what you need. Triggers do pretty much everything the levels actually want the game to do. I know that's bad sense of wording. I'll try to fix that come tomorrow. Anyway, So, we're going to go into our blueprints now. Click on blueprint. We want to open the level blueprint. And over here, I'm just going to right click, right click, we're gonna click on add event for trigger box 2. We're gonna hit collision on begin overlap. And what are we gonna do with that one? We're gonna take our matinee actor, which is that thing. We're gonna right click in there, and we're gonna create a reference to matinee actor. And now I'm just gonna maximize this. I'm gonna drag out the matinee actor blue pin, and I'm just gonna type in play. I said play, not play you. So I just hit enter, and then I just take this and plug it into the trigger box overlap. So I'm gonna compile, close this, and I'm gonna make sure that this is looping though. You see where it says looping? On the right, we're gonna click on that. And now if we play, so let's play. Whooah! Whee! Alright, we got our stuff. You know what? I still have my super jump. Wait, do I have my super jump? What did I set up my super jump at? That's a good question. I'll find out. I'll find out later. But for now, Doug, I couldn't find my trigger. Is there any way to make it visible? Yes, there is. Under the search tab, it's best to just type in visible. Not in rendering. Let's type in hidden instead. Actor hidden in game, there we go. We want to uncheck that, sorry. And then click on that X. And so if we play from here, we see our trigger. Huzzah! Anyway, I'm going to find out what my super jump key is. I will see you in our next segment, which is triggering lights. And trust me, triggering lights a lot easier than triggering moving objects. See you in a bit.